What's good, y'all? Dr.Trehunna. So I actually had a client that said, hey, Trey, will this program help my blood pressure, right? Because I'm on blood pressure medications and I want to get off it as soon as possible. So today, what we're going to cover is, will this program help your blood pressure and why your blood pressure is not climbing due to your salt intake, even though we learned that all throughout our life. Okay, so what happens in a lot of black families, about 50, once you hit the 40s or 50s, we hear a mom or dad or whoever say, oh yeah, my blood pressure climbing, I need to get rid of the what? Salt. So now you're looking at every single, nutrition label and you're really checking out the sodium, right? Even though you have no idea what you're looking for, you just want the sodium number to be as low as possible. And now the food that you're consuming is very bland, all right? Now, in order for you to understand why salt is not the reason why your blood pressure climbing, you got to understand how sodium operates in the human body, okay? So when you give your body sodium, it literally helps your body retain water, okay? Now, the issue is a lot of Americans nowadays eat a lot of sodium, but not eating a lot of potassium, okay? What potassium do, it literally allows your body to help excrete or release the fluid with the sodium, okay? So you need sodium, right? Because at the end of the day, your body needs electrolytes, okay? So keep that in mind. Your body needs sodium, okay? But you need sodium with potassium, which a lot of Americans do not consume anymore. Why? Potassium comes from leafy greens, okay? Your broccoli, your asparagus, your Brussels sprouts, your spinach, etc. Potassium, okay? But a lot of people nowadays, we eat a lot of what? Processed foods that has a lot of sodium in it, but zero potassium in it, okay? So once again, sodium is not really the issue. It's the fact that we consume so much sodium, okay? And we're not receiving a lot of potassium, okay? That way your body is able to release the fluid that it is retaining, all right? Now, with that being said, where do we receive a lot of the sodium from? Is it from the actual salt shaker? No. Is it from real fruits? No. Believe it or not, majority of the sodium that you're consuming is from what? Processed carbohydrates, okay? So the problem is not basically what you're actually using with the salt shaker. It's the fact that a lot of food manufacturers, if you look at a lot of processed foods, is very high in sodium and is very high in carbs, okay? Now, why carbs are the main issue, all right? So first and foremost, just so you have an idea, when you go into your doctor's office and they say, oh, your blood pressure is high, we need you to basically eat a little bit less sodium, that's basically a quick fix. What they're basically doing is, if you have a gunshot wound, they're basically putting a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound. They're not fixing the underlying issue, they're fixing the symptom, okay? Because they already know if I tell you to stop consuming something that's gonna make your body retain some sodium, right? And sodium makes your body hold on to water, right? It's an acute fix, which means what? It's a quick fix for you to see your blood pressure go down because you're basically just eating less of the thing that's going to make you retain the fluid, right? But now you hate your life because you're not eating nothing with any flavor to it, right? But the reason why your body's retaining more water is because of insulin. And insulin is only getting excreted when you give your body carbohydrates. Make sense? So just so give you an understanding of exactly what's happening in the human body, right? So when you're eating a lot of processed carbs, right? Processed carbs always have a lot of sodium in it, okay? If you look right here, I'm pretty sure, because it's probably reversed, but the sodium says 170 milligrams, right? Which is not a lot, right? But it also says 16 grams of carbs, okay? 1 gram of fiber. So if you're on my program, you already know that something that has a lot of carbs in it and less fiber in it, that means insulin's gonna get spiked higher because that means it's gonna break down into literally sugar to the bloodstream, okay? Carbs and sugar is the exact same thing. A lot of people don't know that, but it's literally the exact same thing, okay? But a lot of sugar in your bloodstream is toxic for the human body. It can start corroding your endothelial cells, which is your arteries, okay? So what's gonna happen is when you eat a lot of carbs, insulin's being spiked because insulin basically helps regulate your blood sugar, okay? It helps shuttle the blood sugar or the sugar in the system into your, your liver, into your cells, into your muscle, okay? But when insulin is being spiked, right, it's literally telling your kidneys to release a hormone called aldosterone, which guess what it basically does? It makes your body hold on to more sodium. So not only is the sodium that you're consuming, right? Because there's a lot of insulin in your system, it's literally telling your kidneys, yo, hold on to all of the water you possibly can. And the reason why it's holding on to water, because it's telling your body to hold on to all the sodium possible. We might need this, right? But if insulin is being spiked all day, right, your body's retaining nothing but water. And here's the funny thing. Guess what carbs make your body do? It's called carbohydrate for a reason. The reason why is because one carb can hold on to 3 hydrogen molecules, which means what? Carbs literally make your body retain water. So you're getting a double whammy because the insulin, right, the hormone is making your body hold on to more sodium, right? And the carbohydrates is naturally making your body hold on to more water. That's why after a cheat day, right, or a day where you're living your best life, you had them slices of pizza, you had that pasta, you see the scale magically jump up 3 to 4 pounds. Did you magically gain 3 or 4 pounds of fat? No, but your body's holding on to 3 or 4 pounds of extra water. And ironically, majority of the times, it comes from processed foods, okay? So 9 times out of 10, if you're somebody who has high blood pressure, you're somebody who consumes a lot of processed foods or a lot of processed drinks, or drinks that have a lot of carbs in it, which means it has a lot of sugar in it, okay? So if you're somebody who's trying to get off your blood pressure medication sooner than later, what I want you to do is watch your processed foods, okay? You do not have to look for the sodium number, okay? I just want you to start eating real natural foods. Because if you actually look at something like this, once again, it says 170 milligrams, 16 grams of carbs, right? But 11 chips. How many people have you ever seen pick up a bag of chips and only eat 11 chips? Never happens, okay? So you're probably eating at least a third of the bag, which means everything that you see multiplied by 3. So now that 16 becomes what? 52. Now that 170 becomes what? About 580. You know, so, or 590. So that's why I want all my clients to literally read the label and get better sources of carbs, because at the end of the day, the main thing that causes a lot of chronic diseases, such as cancer, such as diabetes, such as high blood pressure in this case, right? Such as age macular degeneration, which means what? You're going blind. That all stems from too much sugar in your bloodstream. Cool. Hopefully y'all learned something today. That's your reset tip of the day. It's going to help you stay snatched all the time. Not only in the summertime, make sure you eat more potassium if you're going to eat sodium. And guess where you get potassium from, or the best source? Leafy greens. But my clients already knew that. All right. Talk to y'all soon.